have on the back.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am the Grandmaster, and I also go by D-Ray, bringing you guys the next episode of the GrandMaster's table. And today is a super special episode. Today is going to be a celebration, the 25th episode of being live with you guys. But before we get into all of that, I'd like to introduce my beautiful co-host Summer. Go to say hi.
Hi.
Guys, like I said before, it is a celebration of 25 beautiful episodes, 25 episodes that I didn't even think would happen, because I don't know about y'all.
25 weeks.
That's 25 weeks.
Yeah.
Whenever you make a commitment to something and you can get this going for 25 weeks, that's something to celebrate. So please do us a massive favor. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and help us fight the algorithm. And if you're new, por favor, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the bell button so you guys get notified every single time we post a new video. Yeah.
I need to breathe.
Today, like we said, is going to be a celebration for us to give you the top 10 moments that are a correlation of not only the polls that are within the Sanctuary, which is our personal Discord server, that I'll leave a link down in the description below for you guys to join, as well as Twitter, all the likes and all the interactions that we got on Twitter, as well as the DMs that I got of their favorite moments of the Grandmaster's table. It's been a phenomenal ride. What do you think about what's been going on so far?
It's been awesome. It's been cool for me. For me not being in the actual, me not being a player of Pokemon, just being in the community, it's been cool to get to know all these different people, especially using this platform, getting to know these people in more depth and just behind of who they are aside from Pokemon itself, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy to even have these kind of guests that were on the Grandmaster's table, right? Like, just to name a couple honorable mentions, we had in Vivid Color, Lord Envy. We had people that I didn't really know in the community that I got a chance to be really close friends with, like John Jr., OG Albina, just to name a few. So it's been a phenomenal run, and it's not possible without you guys. So we'd like to thank you, the viewers, for all of your support, because although we could do 25 episodes, if it's not successful, there's no real point into doing something, right?
Doing 25 episodes with guests, you know?
Yes, guests.
Yeah, we can do
support.
We can do 25 episodes of us two just talking, whatever, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But like Shay has one where it's just him talking, but he's a lot funnier than the both of us
combined.
So yeah, for him, that's awesome. It makes sense for him. For us, it does not. So the support that you guys have given and welcoming me into this has been amazing, because we can't get these people without your support, and I'm so grateful that we're able to give you guys a platform to connect you with some of your favorite content creators.
Yes, and guys, like we said, the top 10 is going to be a tally of all the avenues in which you could have voted for to being able to get your input and what the top 10 is going to be. And one of those ways is within the Sanctuary, which is a Discord server that both Summer and I run. It's my Discord server, but she's one of the main admins on there. Not the main admin. Shout out to Zombie. But if you guys are interested in joining our community, it's called the Grandmaster's Sanctuary. I'll leave a link down in the description below. It's going to be it's an awesome place for you to be able to connect with people within the Draft League community, basically talking about Pokemon, or there's other avenues and other chats you can talk about other games. There's places you can talk about sports. We have a poll of the day. The poll of the day could be
whatever you want to talk about, honestly.
Yeah, anything really what you want to talk about. The poll of the day could be something like if you like hot coffee or cold coffee, which will spark conversation with other people that isn't about Pokemon.
You get videos of cute kids.
Videos of cute kids. Our kids are adorable.
Yep.
Are we biased? Hell yeah.
Yes.
But people be posting stuff. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to post a dog chat, so people can post pictures of their dogs. I like that. Anyway, it's a way for you to be able to connect with people within the community. So if you're interested, it's open to anybody. I'll leave a link down in the description below. So these top 10 moments are going to be our picks with everybody, because we did have a little bit of input with it, and so we're excited to bring this to you. What is your thoughts about the podcast itself? What does it mean to you now that you've joined in within episode number 13 moving forward, which is crazy?
So for me, I honestly never thought. I'm very supportive. We all, I'm doing this, so I am very supportive.
You're here, so I showed up.
So yeah, but I'm very supportive of what you do. But that doesn't mean that I ever imagined me being a permanent person on your channel. Like I was cool. Like, you know, I thought. I said, you know, I thought I would be, you know, here and there, like, yeah, I'll do a tiering video, like a ranking video with you and stuff like that. But I never thought I was going to be on this permanently. But I'm actually very happy that I did, because it gets me to open up more in myself as a person, because I am a very introverted, shy person. It just allows me to be more of myself and know that I'm okay being myself. It also allows me to get to know people. I really enjoy getting to know people and their story and who they are and stuff like that. It's been really awesome. Every single person that we've had has been amazing, such amazing people. Which I'm grateful for. Every person that's interacted with the podcast is also great. I'm so grateful for everyone that has liked, shared, subscribed because of it, looks forward to it, you know, is on Daniel's ass about posting it, you know, even ask questions on Twitter. That's so major. Input for this is so major for us, because we want this to be for you guys. Like, we want you guys to have the input, and you guys let us know what you want to see, what you don't like. Well, even constructive criticism is also welcomed here. Whatever you think can be improved or added, we are completely open to it. Again, this is for you guys, so we want it to be the best possible for you. Yeah,
this podcast was made for one purpose. Not only to give us technically two purposes, because in the beginning it was giving me an avenue personally to be able to have a voice within the community, to get my thoughts out there. And then it evolved to being what Summer said, an avenue for us to be able to get the content creators basically right in front of you. Allows you to connect with your favorite content creators that you don't necessarily have the opportunity to interact with. Streamers like Kaycreigh is a little bit easier, right? You go on Twitch, you can type out a message, she sees it, she responds, very interactive. But in regards to YouTube, they make their videos constantly. You can write a comment, but it's tougher to write back instead of just writing a message. That way you guys can get to know them on a personal level, asking them questions like, do you have pets? What's your favorite food? What do you like to do for fun? Things of that nature, allowing you to connect with your favorite creator in that sense. So it's an awesome way for us to be able to bring the community to you. So just like Summer said, nailed it on the head. So without further ado,
I was curious about one thing. What made you decide to bring me on to the podcast? Like, especially since
That's a good question. Now,
am not
because you're the star of the show.
I am not the star of the show.
Yes, you are.
I am not.
The reason why I say that is because
our guest is the star of the show.
Oh yeah, this of course. It's a dual partnership.
I am not the star of the show
because
I am the background of the show.
Summer does an amazing job with connecting with people. Like she said before, she's very introverted.
Yes.
Day-to-day life. An amazing person in regards to speaking to somebody one-on-one. I, on the other hand, am the complete opposite. Summer and I are a perfect example of opposites attract, because I love speaking in front of really large crowds. I connected with Kay in a way because I actually did drama in high school. Was in the drama department, wanted to do a lot of shows. I was in choir, did a lot of acting skits. I actually pursued an acting career in the beginning. I had some video footage of me doing some acting. Nonetheless, I'm very extroverted.
Yes, highly.
So, having Summer here to be able to connect with someone and kind of tone me down has made it a lot easier to flow in regards, because between episodes 12 and 1, it's just me. And as you see Summer come in, she is, and whether she wants to admit it, the star of the show, because she allows the guests to open up in a different light, more of a feminine side. I love that they're able to a personal level, because it's more of a conversation, a group conversation. And Summer does a good job of being able to be that presence, because like Envy, he has interacted with her and asked her questions of what she thought about things. Vivid, amazing job of keeping a conversation with Summer and teaching her more about the community. They interact with her because they have that chance to teach her, and I'm very grateful for that. So it's been awesome. It's been awesome in that regard. So thank you so much for joining. It's been episode 13 and above.
Even though you forced me. But,
Even though-
but I enjoy it now.
It was pulling her teeth in the beginning, but now she looks forward to it every single day.
Not as bad. It's just like, you're like, okay, you're doing this. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm doing this. But
And history has been made.
Yeah.
Guys, so without further ado, let's bring you guys the top 10 moments of the GrandMaster's table. Coming in with number 10. Number 10 moment, we have Josh, aka Ultra Player, and his funky sets. More so the Obstagoon set and APA Classic. Enjoy. Olivia Claire, at Olivia Sarna, she asks, when will Josh mail me whatever you were on when you built your APA Evo team? So basically what he's saying is that you came up with something crazy, right?
So this was an amazing team. Really famous set that's gonna go down for a while because like I spread it around and people are just blown. So Monsters joins APA Evo, makes some free agents, switches his Mega Absol for a Mega Sableye. I built the team, and I was like, man, I have an idea, which we'll get into how I come up with my stupid ideas. But I came up with this idea because I recently learned a couple weeks ago about how Parting Shot interacts with Magic Bounce.
Uh-huh.
It'll bounce back. Also know, Parting Shot is a sound-based move. So, Monster's team had double Intimidate in the form of Lando and Arcanine, had a Mega Sableye. I brought Obstagoon with, instead of the standard Guts, I brought Defiant, and I brought Sub, Parting Shot, Knockoff, and Facade. So, I got it in versus like a Bronzong. Oh my god, it went exactly as you pictured. He went into Mega Sableye, I clicked Sub. He Mega Evolved, I clicked Parting Shot. And it bounced back and went behind the Sub, lowered my attack, and thus raised my attack by 2. Lowered my special attack, and then raised my attack by 2, and then he was forced to switch out. And like the game paused for like 5 solid minutes, and finally Sean just types, "What the hell just happened?" So for absolutely nothing, I was behind the Sub at +3 attack with an Obstagoon, which had the coverage to 2 KO every single Pokemon on his team, and it basically just motored through him. He couldn't use Lando to check it because MT and 8 were just triggered Defiant again. I did mess up my EVs, which ended up mattering because Obstagoon didn't just blatantly 6-0. But I was sub Salic, so when he went into Keldeo, I just subbed up until I got my Salic berry off and just knocked it out.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. So you would never really think of that. So he would do his research to find out what a specific move would do and what that interaction would do with the opponent's Pokemon. And he would bring it, and you would never think that that would be something that someone would bring to a competitive matchup, but Josh does not care. He's gonna do it anyway, and as much to dismay to his opponents. So that's insane. I'm like in awe. For those who know Draft League, that's incredible. That's Josh for you guys in a nutshell. He brings the funkiest sets, and it's weird because he is like a crazy good player, and he'll bring stuff that he doesn't think makes sense, but he'll make it work. So he's notorious in that sense. So it's never playing a straightforward game when you think of Josh, aka Ultra Player. And the number 9 spot we have on the GrandMaster's table, drum roll please, we have parenting stories with Leo, aka SixFtHax.
Oh, do you want something serious, lighthearted? It's something.
Oh, whatever you want to
share.
Give us the goods.
We have like a bunk bed that my Toyota sleep in. Well, it's not like a bunk bed. Like there's a top, and then there's like little stairs on the side. So like under the bed that's on top, like it's just floor.
Oh, okay.
So one of them had fallen off the top. So, like normally, like yeah, you're gonna freak out, and I was like, "Are you okay?" He's crying, and I'm just like, "Yeah, you'll be fine. Just walk it off." So, like, I don't know. Like, I guess that's kind of serious. I mean, I'm not sure. Like, none of them have like done anything entirely too crazy. I guess. Like,
our son's
like,
just weird.
It's funny, man. Like, guys, if you
every
guys
day
are
one of them like screams for no reason.
Yeah.
what are
Like
you
a
doing?
blood
Yeah.
scream. I wanted
Yeah.
like it's crazy. So like at this point, unless one of them is like bleeding or knocked unconscious,
Yes, there you go.
Exactly.
That's what I was getting to.
Exactly.
Guys,
for
for
those
those
who
of
are
you,
parents, like the
Yes.
first one you might be a little worried about, but then after that, the second and third one, like trust me, you're gonna understand. Like it's okay. I
Yes.
promise. I'm not neglecting them. I'm not ignoring them.
No.
Taking care of. I promise.
that's exactly
just
what I was about to say.
nothing.
If for those of you who want to have kids in
Or
the
when
future
you have
or who
kids,
aren't
yeah.
aren't parents yet, there's a certain evolution you have as a parent. We felt that 100% with
Yeah,
our
for
first.
sure.
So Roman is our first, right? You have your first. Everyone tells you how amazing it's gonna be. They tell you how difficult it's gonna be in the beginning in regards to getting no sleep. But you never really truly know until they get here. So you treat the baby like it's like a small potato that if you drop, he'll explode.
Like an egg.
An egg, and he'll
Yeah.
just explode. So you like sanitize your hands. You hold him, making sure you have pillows around you. All this jazz, and then it just takes one instance to find out how truly durable kids
Yeah.
are. And then you're like, all right, you're fine. Just walk it off. You're good. Because Roman was like that. He felt. I remember he rolled off the bed, and there were pillows
our
on the
bed,
bottom.
yeah.
There were pillows on the bottom, but he was on the bed, and he turned around. He wasn't on the bed anymore, and so he was on the ground laughing. And that's where the moment we were like, okay, you didn't break. You're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
This isn't that bad. So,
But he's like boys are just so different than girls, because with Roman, like he'll hurt himself and like, oh, let me see, you're okay, you know, you're fine, and he's like fine, like he's cool, doesn't cry, anything like that. But with girls, she's so dramatic. She'll literally like maybe just not even fall, but kind of like trip a little bit, and she is screaming, crying, and I'm like, you're fine, like you're good. And she's like going around to everyone like with Puchetto's like pouty face and everything, like wanting hugs and stuff.
so guys, Leo is not only a really great draft league player, he's whooping your butt as a draft league, competitor, and at home he's killing it as a dad. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of skills you have to be a parent.
Oh my gosh.
And the reason why he knows why he's beating you 3 turns ahead is because he has to be 3 turns ahead from his kids.
Yes.
That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
See when they're about to do something bad.
Yes. Yeah, that was so relatable, because it's so true. Your first one, you're just like, oh my gosh, like bubble wrap everything, corner, like bumpers on every corner. And then the second one, you're like, okay, just walk it off, you're good, it's no big deal. But super relatable.
Yeah, if you're eventually when you have kids, if you don't have kids already, not only are they a joy in your life, but it's tough to being able to find a different schedule to being able to do content, because being a content creator is kind of tough whenever you don't have that extra free time. So shout out to Summer being able to lock it down for our household, and it's just so awesome to connect with other parents in the community.
Yeah.
So having Leo was very special to us, and now that he's a really close friend of mine, having him around has been awesome. So being a dad, I'll say this here. Leo, you're a dad of 3 boys. This man he's so much of a man. His testes cannot muster themselves enough to produce any sense of estrogen to be able to produce a girl. This man is a man, and I love him for it. Shout out to Leo. And then the number 8 spot in the GrandMaster's table, history top 10. Drum roll, please. We have PattyTrills telling us the origins of the best intro sequence he has ever done in his video. So this is going to be a good one. I love your comedic little skits that you have in your video. I don't know if it's just been recently that you've been adding that, but for those who've seen his videos, like you'll start out the video from your closet or from your bathroom door, and you'll just stare into the camera. That has been my favorite so far. The little skits that you have in your video. What was the inspiration behind that?
So the somersault thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep it a freak with you. No clue. I just I just wanted to, because like most of the time people just kind of start the video with like, hey, how's it going, or like what's going on and stuff like that. And even then, like intros I think are very important. That's why I said what's Bracken, because I like no one else says that. But yeah, the somersault thing, that was just like whatever. Like I was trying to record something, and I think I had a little bit too much caffeine, and I was like I need to do something, I need to like grab someone within the first like 5 seconds. Like that was my plan. So I was like, I gotta do like something. So then I would, for some reason, I decided to do a somersault. And when I did it the first time, I was like, yeah, that bitch was kind of clean. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I felt pretty good. Like, I was like, 'cause, like I'm like 6'1", so like I cover a lot of ground when I somersault. So when I did it, and I happened to pop up like conveniently right next to my chair, I was like, yeah, this is just meant to be. Like,
This was supposed to happen.
This is something that needs to stick around. That's epic. You know, it's funny. I'm gonna
yeah.
go back.
And then the staring into the camera door thing.
Yes.
So in that episode, or not in that episode, Jesus, in that video, I start by walking backwards to the camera. That's actually a Twin Peaks reference. I don't know if that's a TV show you guys have seen before.
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. I've been really curious to watch it.
Yeah, so it's a very how to explain this. So if you want to become like a sweater in films, like a sweater, someone who's like pretty try hard.
Okay.
That's like a show that you'd probably watch because like I studied in film before all this, which is like how I learned how to do all this stuff. Yeah. And that was a show that I watched and I used to criticize because for people who've also watched, I have a series called Pre that I haven't done in a while because obviously everything's shut down, where I like kind of review movies, where I review videos, where I review music videos and stuff. And so movies, Twin Peaks was one of those shows that I watched when I was studying because it was like one of my assignments and stuff. I had to kind of like criticize and pick things up and see how they were kind of like making that show, because that show's very unorthodox. Which is like its charm. So like there's a scene in the show where I haven't done it yet because I feel like I was gonna, well, spoiler, so there's gonna be, I want to try to replicate it. So there's a scene in Twin Peaks where this guy is doing this investigation because people are being murdered and stuff like that, and he kind of goes in this weird room, and in the room he's acting normal but everyone else is also acting normal, but they're speaking. So the way they filmed it was they had all the characters talk backwards and move backwards. So when they played it in reverse, it's them moving normally but speaking weird.
What the heck?
That's a trip.
great. That's trippy.
Yeah, so like there's a part where like a buffler's like coffee, like walking up and trying to give coffee, but he would then like, so if he was to get up and ask for coffee, he would actually be asking like to film it, he'd be like fuck and like sit down because it's like coffee backwards. Yeah, so I was gonna do that, which I want to do it now, but at the time I was like, I'm just gonna walk backwards and I'll cut to like me staring in the camera. So it's a Twin Peaks reference.
Gotcha. That's interesting though.
That's clever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's that's PattyTrills for you.
Yeah, I'm really glad this one was brought up because I honestly kind of forgot about it since it was like the second one I did. So listening back to it, I forgot how funny it was. I literally still am laughing my ass off from like his somersault. He's like, this is so perfect.
Ladies and gents, this is him in a nutshell, right? So this is PattyTrills. He is like this all the time. And let me just say, the fact that we had PattyTrills on the podcast is a dream come true. I was a fan of his for a very long time, an awesome draft league battler, and his personality is just so much fun to watch. He's an amazing comedian. He's probably the wittiest person I have ever met in my entire life because every one of his jokes is so genuine and on the spot. It's just, he's Johnny Bravo, right? He is Johnny Bravo. He's the real life Johnny Bravo.
I did love watching Johnny Bravo, honestly.
Yeah, shout out to you, Patty. Shout out to you. And the number 7 spot, speaking of colorful characters, the number 7 spot in the GrandMaster's table, illustrious history, is going to be, drumroll, KyleAye's hilarious recap of him winning the WBE, the World Battle Entertainment, the pinnacle of Draft League. Enjoy. John Jr., 306, a good buddy of mine. He's actually with you in the APA.
Yeah, let's go, John.
And John asked, what's your favorite memory in Gen 8 thus far?
Well, first off, I want to say, John, I'm sorry, bro, because we just played and I did not get to upload that yet. My basement flooded. So I'm uploading the game tomorrow. That was supposed to go up like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whenever this video goes up. I don't know, but it's going up very soon. So my bad. But much love. I appreciate you. But my favorite memory, well, I know it was bittersweet, but it would be winning the gold.
Yeah,
but
that has to be there.
Yeah, I would say probably beating Wolf then and going to the championship would probably be my favorite. Just because it was that was the clean win that it was like that was the good one. And then I stopped the 4-peat from happening. Like, this was season 4. That dude won all 3 games. He won fucking Worlds in 2016. Like, that dude was a beast.
Yeah. Daniel was, when that happened, I was
in shock. Okay, so
he was shook. He was like, this just happened. Like, this is crazy.
I feel like I need to confess, because so we have you here at the GrandMaster's table now. I thank you for coming on. And I saw the brackets. And I told Summer, I was like, oh, well, Kyle had a good run.
None.
And,
dude. Yeah.
It was tough. I saw it and I said, oh, boy. Because, like you said, Wolf has just been he made the WBE tattooed. His face is tattooed all over that brand. He is the WBE.
Oh, yeah.
And when the brackets came out and I saw you guys matched up, and I was upset because I would like to see you in the finals, and I said, well, this is it. So I told Summer, I was like, I really hope he pulls through though. So I got some snacks. I went to the TV in the living room. I was like, come on, bro. Let's get it. And when you won, he was shook. I was shook.
Yeah. I don't even know. So I honestly don't even know. I just know everything by what Daniel tells me. And what he tells me half the times, I'm like glossy-eyed because I have no clue what he's talking about.
Like,
yeah, I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. And so he told me that, but I know like of both of you guys. So, and he's told me all about Wolfie and everything, of like how he's won everything basically. So he comes at me, he was like mind blown. He's like, this just happened. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. It was man, I love Wolf. That's my brother. It was really crazy because like how the playoffs went, because I came in as the bottom seed, right? Like I'm the 8th seed. So I had to play Joey first. And then I was like, oh, well, had a good run. Like, I made that. I'm just going to have fun and I'm going to try and do it to him, I guess. And then when I won, I was kind of like, oh shit, like now I have to win. Like Joey's the only guy that could beat Wolfie, maybe. I was like, or else he's going to repeat. And then I'd play Wolf and beat him, and I was like, what? Like, I was so confused. But like Wolfie's side, like if any of you have not seen it, like you have to see it, because he's just the most genuine human. Like he was more happy for me than I was, and I was happy. Like, but this dude was like popping off and just like basically saying like how like great like I played and I deserved it and everything like that, which felt good for me because I'm like, man, I snuck in as the 1 seed and people are gonna be like, this dude don't deserve it. But no, he like did a great job at like hyping me up. I was honored, and it's kind of crazy too because I played Joey, so I played the 1 seed, and then I was like, okay, let's go. And then they were like, psych, dynamic seeding. Now you gotta play the 2 seed. Damn. And I was like, oh, weird. Like I was supposed to play Wolfie in finals if I made it there because he's on the other side of the bracket. But y'all just
that's crazy.
What'd you say? You flipped the stone on me.
Flip the switch.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay, I was like, man, can't catch a break.
Oh, that's so great. That's such a Cinderella story. Congrats to you, man. Just the whole run was impressive. The whole run was just
thank you so much.
Can I just say, I'm about to fanboy real quick. Turn off the music. KyleAye, my man Kyle, if I'm gonna tag you in this video, so I'm sure you're gonna watch it. I have been a big fan of you for so long, and it means the world to me that you took the time out of your day to be on the podcast. Never once did I ever think that I would get the caliber of content creator that you are, and I really do appreciate you for giving us that time and for us being able to dissect you more on a personal level. So it was great. What did you think about Kyle? Because I know that you aren't really into the community.
Yeah,
but you weren't in there before.
But yeah, the fact that like so this is the one person that I actually knew before because Daniel fanboyed so hard for him for so long. Daniel does not enjoy watching his videos on his phone like a normal person. He likes to blow it up on the TV and watch it like full screen, everything, like widescreen, everything. freaking loud ass volume. So all I hear is KyleAye, like even years ago, KyleAye just yelling on the TV through the house.
The biggest schlong in the community.
But I like that voice. I can recognize it. So I really enjoyed having him. He's such a cool, down-to-earth guy. Like, really funny, nice guy. Really enjoyed having him on the podcast.
It was just a dream come true. So shout out to you, Kyle, for giving us that time. Like I said before, it was blew my mind, and I'm so glad that I was able to bring him to you guys. But the number 6 spot that we have in the GrandMaster's table top 10 countdown is going to be Brendan, drumroll, aka Dark Devil 26, revealing the dark origins of the Oran Guru meme. Yeet Squad, enjoy. What I would like to do here is I want to hop into Twitter. So for you guys, for those who don't follow me on Twitter, please make sure you do so, because I'm really liking this idea. So follow me at GrandMasterDRey, and I tweeted out a couple days ago, I said that we're going to be sitting down with my man Brendan here, and if you guys have any questions for him, you go ahead and shoot away, and then I'll select a couple questions that come up on the feed here, and I'll select from them, and then we'll ask away.
All right.
So the first thing that
I've been waiting for this.
The first one that pops up, I just clicked on it right now because I'm referring to it to see what we have. John Jr. at John Jr. 306 asks,
God damn it.
what is the origin of the Oranguru meme? The Oranguru meme.
All right, so the origin of the Oranguru meme. So, okay, the origin of the Oranguru meme okay, so this is when I first started streaming. And then, okay, so I just started streaming. Like, this is literally my second month into streaming. So this is when Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon were prevalent, and I don't know. I just decided to do battle agency, I guess, one random day. So I was just battling a few trainers, and all of a sudden I came across an Oranguru on the battle spot or battle agency or whatever. So Wamar, my good pal Wamar, and I were in call together with a few other people, and Wamar all of a sudden was like, "Brendan, you look like an Oranguru." There's no way. I'm just like, there's just no way I don't look like an Oranguru. And then he was just like, that's false. Like, first of all, you see that white part of Oranguru? Yeah, that's like you. You're just as white as an Oranguru. And you also carry around a purple fan every time you're with me. And just hasn't died. It's gone on for over 2 years. It won't die. And now, like, okay, so more people started catching wind of the Oranguru meme. And I'm looking at Josh, aka Ultra Player in particular. He's a good pal. Every time we have a league battle, the man hides an Oranguru in his battle thumbnails whenever we play.
That's hilarious. That's a good little Easter egg there. That's funny. I'm gonna have to look out for that from now on.
I think I've had 4 battles with a man, and he's hit 3 Orangurus in thumbnails. After we're done here, I'm gonna show you every single one of those thumbnails. Why not?
Oh, Ultra Player, he's a character. Yes, of course, guy. Of course, that is Brendan, in a nutshell. If you get a chance to watch his videos, please do so. And if you're to pull up his video, pull up his face, pull up an Oranguru, match made in heaven. They look exactly alike. But it's all in the good fun. He knows that it's all in good fun. I love Brendan to a T, and the fact that he found so much fun within that was hilarious. I actually knew nothing about the Oranguru meme before I actually met him, so to find something out like that was absolutely hilarious. And shout out to Ultra Player for being able to keep the good fun going and putting him in the thumbnails. He actually did that in the NCP, which was after the podcast aired, and he continued the trend. So Josh, keep it going, my man, because it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It was before your time, so maybe we'll get Brendan back in for a repeat performance. I mean, he'll be a vet coming in for another podcast episode. So shout out to you, Brendan. And then the number 5 slot, we have cracked the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme of all episodes in the GrandMaster's table. The best moments that which you can muster up, voted by you, the people. Drum roll, please. A very good episode, one that meant a lot to us. Is a big episode in her history. We have Liv Sama and her reaction when she finds out that Platinum Howler does not like to be called Plat. Here we go. The next question that I have here, I'm going to go back because I skipped a couple. This is by...
You didn't do the second question.
Oh, the second part of the question. Yes.
Yeah, jeez
the second
Louise.
part of the question.
This
Sorry,
is why,
Howler.
this is the only reason why I'm here.
This is the reason why you're here. This is why you're the best co-host on YouTube. At Howler, he also asks, why... Also, why did you start calling me Plat?
Okay, so I was gonna DM Platt the answer to this, but I wanted to publicly mention it and acknowledge his question, so he heard it here first on video. I'm so sorry if you do mind me calling you Platt. I am genuinely sorry. I called you Platt because it is a mouthful to call you Platinum Howler every time I type that out. It is a mouthful to call you Platinum as well, because I also think of Pokemon Platinum. And then Howler makes no sense. Like, do people call you Howler? Do you like being called? Like, it feels like it would be weird.
His name is Howler.
If that's what you prefer.
So.
He told us, I don't know if he wants us to reveal it, but we're going to do it anyway.
No,
I feel like we're in that
don't
level.
reveal his, not his real name. Not his real name, no.
I'll tell you his real name later. I know his real name and the origin behind his name. So he told us this when we were doing the stream. And I want to say it so bad. I'm like cringing.
No, don't do it. That's not your name to say.
I know.
Yeah, that's his name to...
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
You're such a bully. Okay, so...
But he did mention to us on the stream, he's like, he does not like when people call him Plat.
I'm so sorry, because I feel like I've also done a really big job in spreading that, too. I'm so sorry, Plat. Oh my god. DM me after this episode what you want me to call you. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm... And I don't want to, like, act like I'm like really full of myself here, but I feel like I've done a really big contributor in why people call him that. Because then like in my server I would call him that like regularly, and in group chats I call him that regularly, and like in every interaction I've had with him I've called him that regularly. In my upload I did against him I called him that like every 5 seconds. So I feel like I've definitely contributed a fair bit to that.
This is where it spread. This is the origin.
He has on his Twitter, his name is on his Twitter name is Howler, so I
feel like... He likes to go by Howler.
Mm-hmm. Oh my, I'm so sorry, Howler. Oh my god, I feel like
That's awesome. There you go. We'll put that comment on there.
So the funny thing about this is that week, prior, like a few days prior to us recording that episode, we had a stream, and Platinum Howler is so supportive of Daniel, of the Grandmaster table, of everything. He's so interactive. He lets Daniel know, like, he's very straightforward with Daniel, and he's so supportive, and we really appreciate him for that. So he was on our stream. We did a YouTube stream, and we were calling him Plat on there, and he commented, he said that he actually hates being called Plat. So and I can understand that. It's not a very like nice name, but it's so crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, the timing is insane that just a few days later we were recording this episode, and the person that probably spread the name the most was on it. So it was funny. And then the fact that she kept calling him Plat in her apology.
Oh man, it was good. So shout out to Olivia and shout out to Platinum Howler, and like, she's a great supporter of us. We do appreciate you so much. You nailed it on the head. That was a good time. It was just, the timing was just so good.
Yeah.
And the number 4 slot, we have the amazing performer, which is Kaycreigh, and her pool time performance story. Shout out to the rescuers. Penny. Shout out to Penny. Enjoy. Cool. So how long have you been an actress?
Well, there are videos of me at 1 year old looking into a mirror and practicing facial expressions and emotions.
Wow.
It's truly, like, I have always been an entertainer. When I was 2, this is a story that my mother loves to bring up because she's still mad about it. We lived in Tucson, Arizona briefly, and so we would go to the pool basically every day. And did you guys ever see the movie The Rescuers?
Yes.
Daniel
It's-
did.
Disney, right? We're talking Disney.
Yeah, I think it's
We're
Disney.
talking Disney. Yes.
But there's a scene where the little girl, her name is Penny, she falls in the water and she starts to like drown a little bit and they have to go and save her. That was my favorite movie at the time. Anyways, back to the story. So we go to the pool. My mom isn't planning on swimming this day. She's done her hair. She's done her makeup. She's wearing full clothes, no swimsuit. She was just going to let me swim for a little bit. But there is an old ladies aerobics class going on in the pool at the time, which 2-year-old Kaylin looked at and says, "Oh my God, an audience, a captive audience." So I jump in the pool, swim over into the like deep end, and I start to do the scene from The Rescuers where the little girl is drowning. And my mother knows that I'm faking. Like and she's like, "Kaylin, cut it out. Stop it." And the poor old ladies who are doing their aerobics are legitimately screaming at my mother to jump in and save me because like they don't know that I can swim. So my mom had to jump in her fully done hair, fully done makeup, clothes. We did not go back to the pool for what felt like years.
Until everything
lost
calmed
it.
down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I love that she knew. She's like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah,
again.
she's like, here she does it.
She was not
Shout out to
concerned.
mom. That's epic. I love that story.
That's funny.
Wow. So this is another one that I was really starstruck, right? So the fact that we even had Kaycreigh on the podcast, it was a very random shot in the dark. It's a little small story that I don't think I told before, but Kay, for what girl, you've got to get your streams on like during normal time people days because normal people time because you be streaming hella late, girl.
I backed him up when he brought this up though because I said that you have a lot of followers. A lot of them could be in different countries, so it is a normal time for them. Or you have a lot of fans that are night owls, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I just so happened to be up because I was doing some editing. Hopped on stream, got that notification. I was like, oh man, she's being super interactive with her audience. And I decided to invite her on the GrandMaster's table. And she actually came. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Kaycreigh. We appreciate you for giving us that time. I'll never be afraid to talk to somebody to get them to invite them here on the GrandMaster's table. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you actually responded and gave us that time because it is a memorable episode that I'm never going to forget. You were awesome.
Yeah.
You showed us who you truly are, which is what we see every single day, and we appreciate you for that. And then number 3, we have cracked the top 10. Summer, can you talk a little bit more about what's about to happen?
Laughter.
Lots
of it.
Guys, in the number 3 spot, in the top 3, in the GrandMaster's table illustrious history, we have Shayquaza explaining to the world the correct way to pronounce Wmar's name, spelled W-M-A-R. Enjoy. Roll. And then over on Twitter, so the last question that we have here is from at I can never say his name correctly. And my man, if you're listening to the podcast right now, I'm very, very, very sorry. We're in IBL together. His name is Wmar.
I think it's weird. It's like got silent letters and shit. It's pronounced Courtney, I believe.
That's epic.
Courtney.
My man, I'm gonna have to tag you in this.
That's not even funny. That's just really how it is. Like that's just it.
So, at Wmar13, aka Courtney, he asked, when's the next song? When are we getting the next heater?
The next banger.
Oh man, so I had one planned with my roommate, and we were gonna make a song about the quarantine and stuff, and it wasn't like as funny as we thought it was gonna be when we first like thought about it, you know. And then I don't want to put anything out that's less than up to par of my terribly performed songs, So like, I've set the bar pretty like mid to low, and I can't go lower than that,
And this one, I'm sorry, Brody, but this one was my number 1. When Daniel said that we were doing this is the first one that popped up in my head. It literally took me out. My soul left my body when this happened. I still laugh my ass off thinking about this because it was just he's such a great comedian. Like, honestly, his delivery, I can't say things like this without laughing. And his delivery is just so cool, calm, and collected, like it's natural. And so when he said it at the very beginning, I honestly thought he was serious, and like 5 seconds later it registered that he was actually joking. And so it just was so funny. And he actually has his own podcast, what's Shenanigans?
It's called Shenanigans.
Where he just talks we kind of mentioned in the beginning of this episode, he just talks about his day, talks about life and stuff like that. It's such a great podcast. I will stay up listening to it with Daniel. That's how, like, I really enjoy it. He's hilarious, and I
really
highly
is, guys.
recommend it.
Please do us a massive favor. The Shenanigans podcast. So his YouTube channel will be linked down in the description below. Please make sure that we actually started around the same time, and his podcast is still going. So shout out to you, Shay. It's a phenomenal listen. He talks about random stuff.
Just very relatable in a funny way. Like, that's a true comedian.
Exactly. So please support him in the Shenanigans podcast by going down to the description below. Hit a like, watch all of the videos. Shout out to Power Hour, the Power Hour, the Power Shower, Power Hour Shower.
Power Hour Shower. More
Power
like
Hour Shower.
Power Minute Shower.
And guys, the number 2 spot in the top 10 countdown is going to go to, drumroll, none other than DyeItTight and his heartfelt story on why Aipom is his favorite Pokemon. Yeah, this is awesome. So what do you love most about Pokemon? Let's say this. What is your favorite Pokemon of all time, from the beginning when you first stepped in during Fire Red, Emerald, all that fun stuff, to today? What's your number 1 favorite Pokemon? And this question is probably the hardest you can ask any Poketuber, any Pokemon, any person that loves Pokemon in general. And this isn't going to be something that's what's your favorite competitive wise. It's not what your favorite aesthetic. If someone can create a Pokemon in real life and give it to you just as a pet, as to be around, to do what it is to do, what Pokemon is that?
So my top 2 favorite Pokemon are, if you can see my icon, it's Toxtricity and Rockruff. But I think, to answer your question, I think it would be Aipom. It was the first memory I had. I remember growing up, I played a lot of Pokemon, and so my parents would get me gifts and stuff. Like, I used to be really into Legos, so they would get me Legos and stuff. But I remember one day my dad used to work a lot when I was a kid. He works from home now, but when I was younger, he used to go into the office every morning. Would see him when I got home from school. So I used to be very, I would have bad anxiety at night. If I had a bad dream, I would climb into my parents' bed, and my dad would hold my ankle to make sure everything was okay. So my dad used to also, when I was younger, I had all my toys in my room. So when I was younger, my dad would set up toys every time he checked on me, because I wanted to make sure he made sure to come in when I was sleeping to make sure everything was all right. And I remember one morning, he forgot to do it, so I was heartbroken as a kid. But I came home and he gave me an Aipom plushie. And I've loved Aipom ever since, because it's always been that sense of my dad is always there for me. So every time I see Aipom, no matter what light it's in, I always smile, because it's always like my dad is there with me.
That is probably the best story for a Pokemon favorite. That's phenomenal, dude. That's so good. No, that's awesome, because for those who I think they're older, I can speak for myself that I'm 28 years old. I play Pokemon because it's an enjoyment for myself, again, because I don't really care what people think. I think it's an amazing franchise and it's an amazing game. But when you've been around it for so long, when you've been around it your entire life, and you see all these Pokemon day to day and you play with them, etc., you always have a connection to anything in life, especially in Pokemon. And whenever you can find that tie on something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be specifically about Pokemon, but as soon as you find that memento that just triggers that memory, it just means so much more to you. And every time I see Aipom, I'm gonna think of you. That's pretty cool. That's an awesome story.
just something, you know, it was just one of those things that it was just, I don't know. It was just
No, man,
one
that's
of those things that I had with me. Apom's always been like, that's why it took forever. Apom was always number one, and then Rockruff slowly took over.
guys. Jay is a real close friend of the both of ours, and it's cool to watch and listen to this episode of his because he's very. The beginning of our relationship was amazing, and I'll take this moment, Jay, to say that I am very, very grateful for you in particular, because for those who don't know, I don't know if I said this out loud, but he's the one who pulled me into the community. I would not be here today without DyeItTight. I don't remember where it was from. I don't remember how exactly we met. It could have been when I reached out to him to try to get him to look at my application for the APA Academy. But at that moment, moving forward, he was a big advocate of me, introducing me to all of his friends, introducing me to a lot of really amazing people in the Draft League community, and giving me the opportunity to be able to get my foot into the door. From then on, it's kind of been history from there. Yeah. And I wouldn't be here without you, Jay, and I really do appreciate it. The GrandMaster's table would not be here. I would not be involved in the draft leagues that I have been in. I would not be involved in the draft leagues that are about to come. I wouldn't even have the friends that I would have today, and I really do appreciate you for that. I don't know where I'd be without DyeItTight, so my man, if I haven't said this before, I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate our relationship. It's evolved. He was very quiet in the beginning, as you saw in that episode, but now it is quite the opposite. Oh dear Lord, it is a complete 180.
Listen to his very first episode, which was like your third podcast,
something like that.
It was a third podcast, second with a guest, and then listen to him in the Goondock episode. It's a completely different person,
and we appreciate you for that, man. We have a Snapchat group with him, his girlfriend Amber, and Summer. He's a close friend of ours, and we'll visit you one day. I promise. We'll head over to the Boondocks, which is Connecticut. So one day we'll fly out. And guys, the number one moment in the GrandMaster's table, I'm saying that word wrong.
I don't know.
In the amazing
don't
history
ask
of
me
the
for
GrandMaster's table, we have drum roll, dun 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 dun. The greatest introduction in podcast history done by OddsAre, aka Brody, from the beginning of the Goondocs episode. Enjoy. Guys, welcome for the first time all together. Well, for the most part, we're missing a couple pieces, but all together. Welcome the notorious group known as the Goondocs. Say hi, guys, one at a time.
I thought we were all just gonna collectively
Okay. Roll call.
My name is David. Yeah, I like to be. Oh, goodness.
All right, so I'll be the
All right. Tell us who to introduce one at a time.
We'll go from top from what I see the names. So the first making his return, we have OG Albina. Go and say hi, my man.
Hello.
And then making his return as well in encore performance, we have John Jr.
I'm so sorry. You guys have to watch this.
And for the third goon that is making their appearance for the second time from their previous episode, we have DyeItTight. Go and say hi, my man.
Hi.
His name is
No, not in order. Come on.
And so the new ones coming onto the podcast that are still part of the Goondocs, we have OddsAre. Go and say hi, my man.
Hey, man. How are you guys? I can't talk.
And the second Goondoc that we have coming on, we have Starfish. Go and say hi, my man.
What's going on, guys?
And then last but not least, the very, 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 very colorful personality of It's Whatever.
7.
He already mentioned me. Who else is colorful?
That's why you have 7. Are we talking about whatever?
It's
the PST gang. Let's go.
So, kind of jumping into this little train wreck that we got going on. How you guys doing today? I'll let you guys go all at once. What's going on?
Oh no! I've been mentally preparing myself for this. I feel personally attacked. I put my shirt on that.
Oh no!
No, you deserve that ban wholeheartedly, Jay. You deserve that. You deserve that timeout. Don't say anything about that.
Can I just say that was probably the best intro Brody could have done ever. That was the most Brody intro.
Yeah, that was 100% my intro. Yeah, like me just tripping over my
words
words
out of his mouth, and he said,
The only way it could have been more Brody is if he had like a drill or something while he was doing it.
I won't make random noise for no reason.
So this episode was chaotic in the background, so I blacked out in this episode and forgot about this part, but I listened back to it, and literally that explains Brody in a nutshell. That explains like who he is. If you were ever curious of who Brody is, that's him, and it's just so hilarious. Like it can't be scripted. Like it's just so freaking funny.
And then that, like she said, is Brody in a nutshell. And Brody has, I will say, the sexiest ASMR voice.
Every single time
I have heard.
Talk about his voice.
Oh, it makes me moist.
I'm getting jealous now.
If you ever to just talk normally, he's got this beautiful poetic voice. It's just so good. And when he just effed up when we introduced him,
so funny.
Was gold, because that's who he is in the Goondock server. He's just himself, and he's an amazing human being.
As a person,
and we love him for it. So guys, that is the top 10. The top 10 moments in the awesome history of the Grandmaster's table. We would like to thank you guys, the fans, the consumers of the content. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you so much to every single guest that has been on thus far. We're very excited for the future coming. We have a lot more planned. We have a lot more guests that we have reached out to.
And like I have said before, please, guys, please, if you want anyone on here, if you want to see anyone, you are more than welcome to DM me or Daniel, either one of us. We're not that popular, so our DM will respond to them right away. Let us know if there's anything that we need to improve on. We take constructive criticism, like I said. Also, if there's any questions that you want us to keep as like a permanent question for every single guest, something general that you guys want to know from most people, like just, you know what I mean, like a general question. But yeah, this is for you guys, so we want you guys to be involved in this podcast and improving whatever needs to be improved.
Yes, and for whatever reason, I will always reach out to anybody. I'm not afraid to. So if you have anybody that you have in mind, leave a comment down below who that would be, like Summer said. And there's some big plans coming, so I'm very excited for what's going to be coming in the future. And for me personally, it would mean the world if this were to happen. This is just something to hopefully look forward to. It's a target that I'm going for. It's something that I'm shooting in the stars for, but we'll see if I can get this to go. And Shady Penguin, my man, if you're listening to this somehow in the illustrious algorithm that is YouTube, and it happens to pop up. You really
love that word tonight, don't you?
Algorithm.
No, illustrious.
Luxurious, yeah. Shady, if you are listening to this, I will get you on this podcast. I don't know what I have to do. I don't know if I have to reach out to you on Twitter where your DMs are shut off. I don't know if I have to somehow find your Discord name. I don't know if you have to get on Twitch and then I get on the comments just like I did on K, but I would love to have Shady Penguin on the Grandmaster's table. So that's the caliber that you guys have looking forward to, moving forward. That's the caliber of people that you have to look forward to moving forward. That was it. Say that 5 times fast.
Twisting.
Jesus. But guys, again, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support that we've had thus far. This is going to be the moment of the podcast where I typically have other people plug what they have going on. So this is the opportunity for me to plug what's going on. Guys, pretty soon we have lots of really cool announcements. There are 3 draft leagues that are in the works. The first I'm very excited for is going to be the International Battle Association, that is commissioned and owned by Brody, aka OddsAre, who is the #1 spot in this top 10 countdown. And the reason why I'm so excited is because this is a Generation 7 Wi-Fi draft league. We're going to go back into the past. We're going to reinvigorate that 60-minute timer, and it's going to be my first draft league team that I had drafted myself in Generation 7. So it's going to be something that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm excited to bring it to you. There's a lot of really good competitors in that league. It's going to be something that you do not want to miss. The second draft league that's going to be coming by is going to be the GDL, the second season, owned and commissioned by SixFtHax, aka Leo. It is the second season in their history, and like Leo said in his own words, it's going to be bigger and better, and ran much better. But although I do think that he ran it phenomenally the first time, that's just what he said, and I'm very excited for it. They expanded from 12 coaches to 16. There are amazing coaches in that league. People such as Dr. Slacking, we have Liv Sama, we have Ultra Player, those crazy sets, you're about to see them live, baby. We brought Max Rapture back from the depths of history and draft league. It's going to be a good time. OG Albina, mid Pokemaster, there's going to be a lot of really good content creators going to be playing in that league, so keep your eyes out for that. The top 10 countdown in regards to the power rankings are going to be on Leo SixFtHax's channel that are going to be coming pretty soon, done by himself and OG Albina. I'll leave a link down to the description below for SixFtHax's channel, so make sure to keep your eye out for that, as well as the draft stream. Last but not least, we have probably my favorite out of all, one that I'm looking forward to, my gem, the one I'm paying attention to the most because I am part of the admin team. Shout out to Mid Pokemaster in his league known as the Breejex Battle Royale. It is an amazing league and an awesome admin team. It's probably got the best graphics you have ever seen on YouTube. We're going to be reinventing draft league content. There are phenomenal coaches that are going to be participating in that league. Just to name a few, we have Seabad, also known as most recently known as Crimson Seabad, but he goes by Seabad. PattyTrills will be competing in that league. The draft league creator, the creator of the format, Steve, aka Magnitude, is going to be a coach in the BBR, as well as a lot of really good proven battlers that haven't had the opportunity to really perform with players of this caliber, such as Platinum Howler, such as Rupee. A lot of really good players. Shayquaza is going to be participating in that. JB Westside. A lot of really good competitors are going to be coming up in the BBR. So the draft stream is going to be on Seabad's channel. I'll leave a link down in the description below. I believe it is going to be on his Twitch channel, so I will leave that there for you guys. That's go. All the leagues have been drafted. Everything's all set to go. We're putting all the final bows on them, and it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a party. So I'm very excited to be bringing that to you. But yeah, that's all I got. Summer, do you have any closing thoughts?
No VGC stuff?
The VGC stuff, yes. I will also be bringing VGC content back onto the channel, probably laddering on because we have Series 5. Series 5 is now live. That rhymes. On the Battle Stadium ladder. So hopefully I'll hop back onto that. That'll be a fun time. Back to my roots. But anything you got going on? Anything else you want to say before we go?
Going on, nothing. I'm back in the gym. Thank the Lord.
You know we'd be benefiting off of that, guys.
Oh my god. No, really, I'm excited for what's to come. Thank you guys for welcoming me in to this community. It's been awesome. That's really just keep on helping us grow.
Keep on rocking on.
Yeah, jeez.
Guys, that's going to be it for us. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the 25th celebration of the GrandMaster's table. We really do appreciate it. And with all that being said, we're going to get the heck up out of here. Have a great rest of your night. And above all else, be nice. Peace.